everyone. My name is Carla Casas. I'm an immigration attorney in Chicago. My firm is Casas Immigration, and today I wanted to talk to you about reasons to become a U.S. citizen. We can start with the most obvious one, which is your right to vote. We are having a very important presidential election this year, 2020, so it would be wonderful if you could make your voice be heard by voting, but again, you have to be a U.S. citizen to be able to vote in the election, so that's one good reason to become a citizen. A second reason is to avoid having to renew your green card every 10 years. As a green card holder, you are required to carry your green card with you at all times in order to prove your legal permanent resident status, and you are required to renew it every 10 years. As some of you know, immigration, USCIS, has been raising the filing fees every few years, and so you can save yourself some money if you decide to naturalize. That way you will not have to renew your green card. As a citizen, you don't have to carry evidence of your U.S. citizenship with you like you do when you're a green card holder. So you will save some money if you decide to become a U.S. citizen. You can avoid the renewal fees. Traveling. If you like to travel, as a legal permanent resident, when you re-enter the country, you are very thoroughly screened. It usually takes longer. You have to wait in a longer line. They can ask you a lot of questions about what you were doing overseas, how long you were there. As a U.S. citizen, you can move through the line a lot quicker, so you can save yourself some time and hassle in terms of, returning from overseas travels. And along those same lines, as a legal permanent resident, you cannot be outside the country longer than 6 months, or you will place your green card at risk. The officer could decide that you have abandoned your residence if you're gone for longer than 6 months, whereas as a U.S. citizen, you don't have to worry about that. You can be gone for as long as you want. You can take a break from the U.S., and you won't have to worry about not being allowed back in when you come back into the country. Another really important reason is to avoid being deported. As some of you might know, as a legal permanent resident, you can still be deported from this country if you commit certain crimes or certain offenses, or if you're, gone from the country for more than 6 months. There are several situations where you could be deported. And in fact, I will share with you a pretty straightforward one, a simple one, I guess you could say. Here in Illinois, as some of you know, marijuana is now legal. You can legally smoke marijuana. You won't be arrested as of January 1st, 2020. However, if you are not a citizen, that does not apply to you, because marijuana is still illegal on the federal level, which means that for immigration purposes, it is still problematic. So if you are smoking marijuana and you're not a citizen, you are putting yourself at risk of having your green card taken away. If you go somewhere else and you get arrested for that, that could cause problems for you. So bottom line is, as a green card holder, you are still at risk of being deported in certain situations. So if your plan is to stay in the United States, it makes the most sense to become a U.S. citizen so that you are not at risk of being deported. Another reason is family petitions. As a U.S. citizen, you are able to file green card petitions for more individuals than you are as a legal permanent resident. So as a citizen, you can file a green card petition for your siblings, for your parents, for your children, even if they're married. And in some situations, it's faster. The processing time is faster. For example, if you are trying to petition for your spouse and you're a U.S. citizen, there is no wait time for that. You file the petition and it will be they'll process it right away. Whereas if you're a legal permanent resident, depending on how many people are filing for that, it can be a couple years sometimes. You have to wait a couple years. There's a waiting list basically, and then they'll process your petition. So that's another important reason for some people to become U.S. citizens. And finally, employment. There are a lot of federal jobs that require you to be a U.S. citizen. I was a trial attorney with the federal government for several years. It was a really great experience. So it's nice to have those opportunities. As a citizen, it'll open up some additional opportunities for you in terms of federal employment. And along those same lines, there's also federal grants, scholarships, free money that you might be able to qualify for if you are a U.S. citizen. So becoming a citizen opens up some additional opportunities in that respect as well. I hope I've encouraged you to become a citizen if you are eligible. I'm going to be doing a separate video on requirements for becoming a U.S. citizen, so be on the lookout for that. Feel free to check my YouTube channel. I'll be posting it on there. But in the meantime, if you have any questions regarding becoming a U.S. citizen, you can reach us at 312-971-7221 or Carla@casasimmigration.com, or you can also find us on Facebook, Casas Immigration. Thank you for listening and have a great night.